Hello and welcome to Russ Duck Garage. Hey, today we got a 1964 Chevelle Malibu Super Sport. This car has a 327 and a 4-speed transmission. It was came to factory as an original V8 Super Sport Chevelle. Now in 1964, as this car is, you could get a Super Sport model with a 6-cylinder, which was kind of unusual. But the Super Sport package really didn't consist of a whole lot of any performance items, really. Had a console, a center console in the car, and it also had the trim badging, the Super Sport on it. And I'm not really sure of any other things that made it actually a Super Sport. But this car was an original V8 Super Sport. And the way you tell is by the trim tag. Trim tag is located back here on the firewall, and I'll show you that. And if you look closely on the trim tag, you'll see the numbers there that decode the Super Sport. So this car was originally Palomero red with a black bucket seat interior, and they call it I think they call it a fake leather interior. But something like that, or imitation leather interior. But it has a 4-speed transmission. You can see down there with the little T lever that locks it out, so you pull that lever up to switch it over into reverse. This car, the gentleman that had it before me, he did a lot of the restoration on the car, mechanical restoration, I should say. Nothing cosmetically has really been done to the car. They did do a new dash cluster in there, a smaller steering wheel in it. Got a tack in it, but overall the car mechanically has had everything done to it. It has, like I said before, a 327 4-speed with the double hump heads there. Some people call them the camelback heads there. You can see them down there. Has an aftermarket intake, polished, which I don't really care for, but that's okay. He added disc brakes to the front of it. You can see the proportioning valve there and a power brake booster. The car has power steering, which is a huge plus on these cars. And still retains the stock exhaust manifolds on the car with dual exhaust, so it works nice, sounds good. Real high performance, but it does perform well. The motor is warmed over a little bit. New radiator in it. Hood's all redone. Like I said, mechanically, the car is in very good shape there. He did put a new heater core in the car. New water pump with the radiator. All the necessary mechanical things to make it an excellent driving, reliable car. And you can see the new bushings in the control arms, new ball joints, upper and lower, all the cross shaft bushings for the clutch linkage, all that stuff there. It also has a 373 ring and pinion in the rear end with a limited slip, but it is a 10-bolt. I don't know if you can see that underneath there, as well as a new gas tank and new dual exhaust. But yeah, 373s with a positive traction. So, 60 miles an hour. Motor's running about 2,750 RPM, I believe, which, not wound up, but it definitely is sucking a little fuel at that RPM there. But overall, pretty neat car. A lot of fun to drive. This is kind of the way I like these cars. One of the things I really enjoy about this car is the 4-speed. It's got the Muncie M21 4-speed, and it has the original T-handle shifter in it, which back in the day we never really thought those were great, but really they work quite nice. I don't see a reason to put a First Competition Plus or anything like that in here. But shifts really nice. Get into 4th gear, nice and quiet. This car has 373 gears in the rear, so about 60 miles an hour, I think it's 2,700 RPM. drive, but it is kind of getting up there to where, you know, the fuel mileage is not as good. So you don't really travel at 70 miles an hour in this car normally. But the car, all the suspension has been gone through on this car, and the brakes and the bushings and all the ball joints and everything, and it just drives really, really nice. You can see here we're on this country road here. Just, you don't have to correct it, it just goes down the road straight all the time. A nice driving car. And it's relatively quiet for not having a headliner in it, whatnot. It does have some Dynamat type stuff on the floor that helps with the noise, but drives out nice. One thing that doesn't work in this car is the speedometer. I would kind of nice to have the speedometer working, and maybe we'll get that taken care of one of these days. But overall, for a '64 Chevelle, that's what is that? I don't know how many, 30, 60, almost 60 years old. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good old car. Took the car out to my friend Charlie Haskell's and let him take it for a drive, and show that in the video there. He really liked the car, but with the 4-speed in it, it's a lot of fun to drive. And the 327 actually has pretty good power. This one was an old, came out of a 34 Ford drag car, coupe cars. The Saunders brothers, I believe their name was, out of Gresham. They raced at the Woodburn. And this is the 327 out of their coupe. They sold the coupe to a friend of mine who took the motor out of it and put a different motor in the coupe and put a different cam in, a little lighter cam. I think it's a 327, 350 horse cam in here. And detuned it a bit to make it more streetable, so the car is very, very, very streetable. I really like a car that's not completely restored, not painted, all that stuff. I do, you know, like as much as the original paint as possible on a car. This car doesn't have a whole lot of it, although it has only been repainted one time. You can see looks like maroon, but it's called Palomero red interior, or paint on it. Lacquer paint was what was originally on it. And we all know it costs a fortune to paint these cars. So I have no intentions of painting the car anytime soon, but just clean it up and drive it like it is there. New windshield, has new back glass. Both of them been resealed. Any rust that it had was repaired. The floors in the car are fantastic. They have no rust in them that I'm aware of. Quarter panel on this side is pretty rough, has been replaced once before. Probably could be replaced, although I would fix it. Yeah, pretty neat little car. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you would, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time at Rust Duck Garage.